China has just humiliated the United States and even sent a great message. This is after the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, went ahead and ordered a full naval blockade at the Straits of Hormuz. And immediately after Donald Trump's statement, China responded, warning the United States against touching any of their ships that will be sailing through the Straits of Hormuz. And you won't believe that this has just happened. A Chinese sanctioned oil tanker have actually sailed right at the middle of the navals of the United States without being touched. Imagine, this is after Donald Trump's threats and everything, but a Chinese tanker have actually sailed at the middle of their naval ships, sending a clear message to the United States that we do not care about your threats. You can continue threatening, but you cannot stop us from actually sailing freely through the Straits of Hormuz, because we were actually given a full maritime navigation with the Iranians. You won't believe this. Keep watching. We'll keep you updated.
What's up, family? China has issued a dead serious warning to the United States. China will not fire the first shot, but China will never allow you to fire the second shot. Check it out.
Policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. China will never allow the United States to launch a war against China, conventional or nuclear, without suffering devastating consequences. If you have not watched the Victory Day parade in Beijing on September the 3rd, one of the weapons China demonstrated, we call it 61, because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads plus one hydrogen bomb. Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb? China is the only country with hydrogen bomb. And that ICBM can cover every corner of the world in less than 20 minutes and destroy any target in any corner of the world without any possibility of being intercepted. I hope Washington has learned the lesson. If you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war. This is very serious.
I ain't got no problem with that, and here's why. I can't stand bullies. Oh, no, 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 no. Now, here's what I find interesting about some of the comments people have been making about the remarks out of China. People are pointing the finger at the people in China, the leadership in China, saying that they're wicked and they're evil, and why do they want to harm us and this and that? When Trump has been poking the bear, antagonizing those folks for years. Even blaming the pandemic, blaming COVID on China. You know, I don't know what the truth is, but I'm just saying, you know, just giving you an example. I find it extremely interesting how people can blame a person for wanting to defend themselves or defending themselves. It kind of reminds me of how things are in this country when Black people defend themselves. They turn the Black person who defends themselves into the bad guy. Yeah, it's so.
The president of China, Xi Jinping, has issued a very strongly worded statement. Xi Jinping said that any attack on Iran would be considered as an attack on Chinese interests. China has signed a 50-year-long security and economic agreement with Iran. Iran is China's major oil provider. Xi Jinping stated, "China will not stand by while our partners are threatened with destruction. The era when certain powers could bomb and invade at will is over. If war is forced upon us, we will fight, and we will win. Let this be a message to those who would threaten our friends. An attack on Iran is an attack on the international order that China will defend. Consider your actions carefully. The consequences of miscalculation will be beyond imagining.